is only during meditation that you're not adding anything to your mind. Just contemplate on the magnanimity of this. Only during meditation, nothing is being added to your mind. When you're not sitting in meditation, when you're not being mindful, you are always adding something. That is why meditation works. Sometimes it appears to be slow because there's so much you've added. You are searching for that green pea. You have to go through all the layers of accumulated sensations. It takes time. That is the journey of a meditator. You have to move from the outermost layers to the inside. But right from the beginning, the moment you sit in meditation, the unburdening starts. It takes time to remove what you've accumulated. But at least when you're sitting in meditation, right away, you're not adding more to it. And this is the nature of the mind. When you're not adding anything more to the mind has to use the existing content to keep you entertained. So it has to churn up things from inside. Now that is where transformation begins. When it starts using the same things that are there, after a while, you start losing interest in them. And once you start losing interest in something, eventually, you can be assured that it will disappear. Just by not adding anything new, you can reduce the weight of your mind. In fact, you don't have to do anything in meditation. You have to be awake enough because you have to watch the process. So you cannot do this in sleep. And you have to be aware enough. Awake and aware. That will take care of anything new that is being added. And as long as you're not adding anything new, you've started the process. The nuclear reaction has started. The catalyst is your awareness and your wakefulness. That's it. Just think about your mind as a nuclear reactor that is sitting there. The only thing that it is missing is that catalyst. The moment you put the catalyst, the process begins. You don't have to do anything. The mind will slowly start imploding. The thoughts will collide and they will start eviscerating themselves to a point where a day will come, a moment will come when last two thoughts, I and am, will collide and you are free. Those are the last two thoughts. I and am. Last two electrons. They collide and they disappear. You are a Buddha now. Why are you a Buddha? You've always been a Buddha. It's just that something was holding your attention. A sensation was keeping you occupied. And even if it is just one sensation, one molecule of a sensation, you cannot see your true nature. Your true nature can be hidden by one speck of dust. That is the power of a thought. A single idea can block out the sun. That is why, till that last thought disappears, awakening seems to be so far away. Most people give up because they are expecting to gradually see themselves moving towards awakening. They don't realize that yes, gradually something is improving. You're relaxing more. It is helping you to be more calm. Meditation is helping you in many other ways. But if you are only looking for awakening, it is impossible not to be disappointed. And it is impossible not to feel, there's no way this can happen. How can I get rid of all my thoughts when there are millions of them? Every second, I see hundreds of thoughts passing through my consciousness. Now, here I'm being told that awakening can only happen when all thoughts disappear. Now, here is the trick. Here is the catch. There is something called as depth. The way your mind thinks is always in linear. Your mind is looking at all these thoughts and it is trying to go beyond them. After months, after sometimes even years of working, it has only gotten rid of a few thoughts. It is natural for it to feel, well, if I've spent this much time to get rid of these many thoughts, then it does a mathematical calculation and says, oh, it would take me another 265 million years to get rid of all my thoughts. But that is not how meditation works. The deeper you go into meditation, you enter a realm where there are fewer thoughts. At the level where you are, you will always be stuck in a world of thoughts. Meditation is the shift of the level. Once you shift to a lower level, your thoughts reduce. And once you have consciously made that shift, there is no way to get back to a higher level. That is the beauty of meditation. Once you know how to relax enough, you can always relax at least that much. At least that much you have control. That is why you cannot conceptualize enlightenment. You cannot conceptualize awakening. The idea of becoming a Buddha seems to be so far away. But it is far away only in the world of ideas. You just have to trust yourself, trust the process, and keep watching. What are you watching? You're watching the sensations. And meanwhile, enjoy all the benefits meditation has to give. You don't have to worry about not becoming enlightened. At least that much of reduction of weight has unburdened you, has helped you to live more simply, has helped you to enjoy simple moments of life. There were experiments conducted where individuals were put in an environment which they called Gans field, where you are given translucent goggles and you're made to listen to white noise. What this does is it reduces your visual stimulation and auditory stimulation. Of course, you're still free to smell, taste, and feel, but these are the two primary senses which occupy almost 90% of your mind, seeing and listening. Smelling, touching, tasting are like small, minor sensations. So when these two sensations are blocked, the research showed that individuals experienced deep sense of calm, relaxation. Their creativity increased. Their ability to connect with themselves increased. And not only this, therapeutically, they were able to heal themselves of their psychological problems. Look at the relevance of this and the beauty of this. Now, why does it work? Because at least temporarily, your senses are dulled. By blocking them out, your mind is experiencing a relief, a momentary relief. And in that momentary relief, it is doing things differently. It is seeing the connections better. It is seeing the relationships between two thoughts better. It is able to breathe easy. It's able to move around a little more. Most people don't understand this. They are constantly agitating their minds And this agitation is happening because they're addicted to their senses, seeing and listening. If you were to tell a person to simply close their eyes, don't do anything, just close your eyes, you will see their whole body trembles. 5 minutes feels like an hour. I'm not torturing you. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm just telling you to close your eyes. Why should that be difficult? It is difficult because you are so addicted to seeing that you think only when you are looking at things you are alive. Your real aliveness has been hijacked by your visual sense so much that you have mistaken the visual sensations, the visual stimulation to being alive. That is why people get depressed if you don't let them watch television. They'll get depressed if you don't allow them to go through their regular routine of entertainment. It's just like telling a kid, stop playing video games. You will be destroying his whole world. Imagine if you were to tell a 5-year-old, no more video games from today. He'll think there's no meaning to his life. What do I do? It's exactly the same with adults. We are also in a video game. And what is our video game? 3-dimensional video game. People, places, experiences. People, places, experiences. We keep moving from one game to another, one game to another. We keep on accumulating one episode after another, one episode after another. That is what we call my life, my memories. To a point where you completely forget there is something inside. There is someone inside who wants to be free, who does not need all these sensations. Entertainment is fine once in a while, but if you replace your whole life with entertainment, then when you are not being entertained, you feel depressed, you feel bored, you feel lost. That's exactly what has happened to modern man. He has stimulated himself to a point where even a momentary dip in that stimulation scares him. Think about it. There was a time when you belonged to a small group of people. You did not know more than 20 people. Communities lived isolated. They lived in the jungles. They were hunters, gatherers. That's it. And there is no mention of loneliness. A community of 10 people, 20 people, they don't feel lonely. And here we are, there are people everywhere, and we have invented infinite ways of keeping in touch. All our technological advancements is in a way to ensure that we are in touch with people as much as possible. But the effect is exactly the opposite. Instead of feeling more safe, more secure, we are more lonely. Modern man knows loneliness. Ancients did not know loneliness. Why? Because loneliness has nothing to do with how many people are around you. It has something to do with stimulation. The more addicted you are to stimulation, the more disconnected you are from silence and stillness. And when you're disconnected from silence and stillness, when you're alone, you feel lost. Because you've lost the connection with existence. What is existence? Silence and stillness is existence. Because you are so lost in the world of stimulation that when the stimulation is cut off, you feel you are cut off. Your life is in your hands. You can either keep it alive or you can smother it to death. A mind that is not watched, a mind that is lost in the world of sensations. In Buddha's words, just as a storm throws down a weak tree, so does Mara overpowers the man who lives for the pursuit of pleasures, who is uncontrolled in his senses, immoderate in eating, indolent and dissipated. The one who has no control over his senses, his sensations have become his life, he will fall down like a rotten tree. Mara is just a personification of death. The one who has not understood the power of his senses and how they are burdening him is as good as dead. You were born alive. That is the only guarantee. Whether you're going to live as aliveness or not, it's up to you. Most people die by the time they are 25, 30. They only appear to be alive. Only the most basic processes can be recognized. They're walking and they're breathing. That is how you can tell that they are alive. But if you were to live with them, you will know that they're dead. Because their world is shut. It's closed. They've built a wall and they've trapped themselves inside. And there's no door to that room. They're slowly suffocating. And what is this wall? The world of sensations. Excessive pleasure seeking. Running after, chasing after desires, one after another. Allowing no room for silence. Allowing no room for stillness. Allowing no room for the contemplation of the self.